Welcome to ABA Generalized, the podcast where we will bring a positive view to the world of applied behavior analysis.
We are your hosts, Erica, G, and Ann, here to share inspiring stories, practical tips, and share some of the latest research to help you thrive in your ABA practice.
Whether you're a seasoned professional, a student, or just curious about ABA, our goal is to spread positivity, foster a supportive community, and empower you to make a meaningful difference.
Every Monday, we'll dive into topics ranging from success stories to self-care strategies and professional growth.
Plus, we'll be featuring interviews with leading experts and real-life heroes in the field who are making an impact with their positive approach.
Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at ABA Generalized the pod and send us your thoughts, questions, or success stories to aba.generalized.podcast@gmail.com. Also, be sure to rate, review, and subscribe.
So grab your headphones, get comfortable, and join us for today's episode of ABA Generalized.
All right, welcome back. I don't know if I said in the last one, but Happy New Year 2025. By the time this comes out, we're still recording in 2024. But yeah, so we went over the worst moments in our ABA time, but they are nothing compared to the good moments. So we are going to go through our best moments of ABA as an RBT or a BCBA for you guys. Yeah, so we're going to kind of jump into it. We're going to start by kind of talking about obviously a moment of a client success that, was the best moment for you. I feel like all of us, that's why we do it. We want our kids to be successful and we want to see them, learn all of the things. So, Erica.
Yes, I'm starting. So I want to say that my favorite thing ever is just any one of my kiddos mastering a goal. A goal that a parent never thought that the kiddo was ever able to attain, right? So the one thing that I loved about the job that I worked at in South Carolina was we had this amazing questionnaire. And the questionnaire entailed what do you want to see your kiddo be able to do in 6 months? What do you want to see them be able to do I think it's 6 months. Yeah, it is 6 months, a year, and 5 years.
I think that should be on every intake questionnaire.
It should, and as hard as the 5-year question is, because that was the one thing that parents were I can't even think about 5 years from now. I'm thinking about right now. And I'm I hear you. This is just for us to kind of figure out what do you want? What do you want them to be able to do? So, the 6 months and 1 month goals are usually what I would put into the treatment plan and work on and, try and figure out. And, I love when we're able to attain those little things that parents are looking for, right? Increase requesting, increase, labeling things, asking questions, answering questions, right? So anytime our kiddos are able to attain something that a parent is looking for them to attain, literally is the best. Or when parents are I don't think they're ever going to be able to do this, but if you think that you're able to work through it, and then us being able to actually do it because I made it into a goal that I thought was possible, being able to go to school independently.
Or even just framing out baby steps to even get close to whatever the goal is.
Yes.
Those have been cool moments.
Yeah, I completely agree. And, I think it's the best when parents see it firsthand versus not especially because of, once again, the reputation of ABA is so unfortunately not great. And it doesn't help anything. It doesn't help anyone. So when they do get the ABA and they do get the therapy they need and you start to see those skills increasing, it's just one of those amazing things that, we're able to hold on to. And I try to hold on to those myself, and I know the parents do too. So, G, what about you?
I'm going to switch mine up. I was just thinking about it as we're sitting here. I think as much as success stories go towards the client, they also go towards the parent. And I will never forget, I will tell you who it is, or if you can't figure it out, I'll tell you who it is after. But finally, you could tell I won the rapport of the parent, and that I feel was the biggest success with the client, because I feel then she finally trusted me with the client. And we just started to make so much more progress after that. I feel like that's when, the client finally learned my name and was able to like greet me at the door and be like, hi, Miss G, like, how are you? Like, whatever. And I really think that what unlocked that was like me and mom's rapport finally being like, okay, I accept, like, she's doing the right thing. I trust her. Like, she's not just some young person coming in my house. Like, no, this is actually working. So I think that was probably the best moment of just like now, only because what followed it was all of the client's success. Not that he wasn't succeeding before then, but definitely a turning point.
Well,
so
and I feel like, I mean, I tell my technicians when I worked in the homes, at least, I mean, it's still really important to like working in the clinic. But it's definitely a lot more important. I mean, I don't know. I think overall parent relationships are the most important things that you need to also cultivate along with the client relationships, because if you don't have a good relationship with the parents, then like the kiddo is gonna be like, no, I don't want that. No, not happening. Like, and you're gonna have an issue there, and you're not gonna be able to grow, and the kiddo's
yeah,
not able to grow. So like, because they trust the parent. If
for
they
sure.
having a good relationship with the parent, then it's not good. It's no good. Oh, hello.
Oh, perfect.
Perfect time.
And go on.
Sorry, I had a brief intermission. And I was too far, so I couldn't hear you guys. Okay.
We're still talking about best moments.
We're just best moments.
Okay.
First one.
So this client I was with for a couple years. I was an RBT. And first we started out as in-home sessions, and then they went to like a pre-K. I think it was pre-K, or was it? No, it must have been pre-K. And so they had a device. Like, we did PEX training in the home, and like that was progressing. And then she got a device. She really, really loved Elmo characters, but like couldn't spell her name, like couldn't do any of that. And then one day in school, she starts lining up the letters ELMO. And like me and the teacher were like, wait, what? Like, and then like she would get so excited. We're like, you know this? Like, it came like out of, like, we just didn't know, how receptive she was. Like, and we were like, oh my God, like this is incredible. And like she just kept spelling it over and over, like ELMO, ELMO. And we were like, oh my God. Like, it was, I'm under attack now. It was so incredible to see. Like, I'm pretty sure I did tear up because I was with her for so long, and just like knowing there was like a lot of like medical stuff too. So just like knowing that she could do that, and there was a lot of we just didn't know. We just didn't know like what she could be capable of. And so I'll never forget that.
I love that.
Yeah.
Perfect timing. Yeah, so I think like then moving on to the next thing is we have all had professional success moments within ABA. I obviously just stayed in RBT, but like you guys both passed your boards, which is super exciting and a very big accomplishment. But I guess other moments in ABA that you had a success. Erica, do you want to go?
So as y'all know, I recently just accepted a job that I've been at for, by the time you're listening, it'll be about what, 3 months, 2 months, something like that. And it was probably one of the best career moves that I could have ever made. And I feel so happy and, content where I'm at. Like, it's definitely like helped take a whole weight off of my shoulders. So I go and I provide telehealth services every day, from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., whatever time zone I'm at. So I'm working currently from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday, providing telehealth while everyone's in a clinic. So my caseload is, I have 7 kids on my caseload, but then I have 8 RBTs. So they're constantly changing kiddos all throughout the day. It's amazing. It is preventing my burnout. It's preventing their burnout. And it's fabulous. So then I go to the clinic 3 days a month, and then I spend that time there. So I think that like things just kind of like fall into your lap when they're meant to be. It just so happens that like this is what I needed in the moment because I'm pregnant. We have a baby boy on our way, due July 6th. So yeah, things just kind of worked its way out and needed a telehealth job, I guess, to kind of decrease some stress. So that's that. Anyways, and on to you.
Let's see if you can hear me because someone's now drumming with their bowl. I would say like a major highlight. Yeah, I'm gonna go remove this bowl.
Okay.
All right, so to G.
Yeah, this is how I expected the episode with Anne and I to go the other day. But anyway, I think my best moment, I switched from an RBT to the admin side of things for about 6 months in my last position. And then actually when I found out I was pregnant, I moved back to an RBT role just because the admin position was a little too stressful and a little too many hours than I needed at the time. So I went back to being an RBT, and I will say going back to some of my clients that I had been off their cases for 6 months and like walking back in the house and like telling them like, no, I'm back, like I'm staying, and like actually seeing how excited they are and like that they missed me was relieving almost, because I was like, great, they're gonna be like, oh great, this girl's back to work. But no, they were all actually really excited. So that was a very nice professional moment in my ABA career. And if the drumming has finished, are you ready to?
Yeah. And I just realized that something, what I had on the list, something happened that was even better than that, which is when we first moved to California, the company I was with, I was working a lot of evenings just because we saw clients after school. So that's what they had. Here in California, and I think things have gotten more strict in letting like in-home BCBAs going into schools because schools have their own BCBAs. So with that being said, just so happened that my niece's best friend's mom is a BCBA in the school district. And I was talking to her before moving out here and saying like, what companies should I look into? What should I stay away from? And she told me that there was an opening for another BCBA in the district. So I applied and I got it. And, it works out. I have, hours that are reliable, hours that don't take me away from my kids as much as the previous position did, where I was working till 8 p.m. and that's bedtime. So that is what I would say is the best. And I just overall, I prefer working in schools rather than homes. You get to collaborate more. Kids spend the majority of their time in school. So they need all the support they can when they're in school. So that would be the best. I don't know if you can hear any of that over my child playing, but
we definitely could. We definitely heard.
I get off when they are off. So they are off this week and next week, and so am I. So all of like the days that was another thing where like they would have off and I would still have to work and do telehealth, and that's really hard. As you can see, I'm recording and It's loud. So imagine doing that,
Yeah.
with clients. So
Yeah.
that's me. That's mine.
Yeah, so I guess then the final thing that we'll kind of get into is you become really close with your coworkers throughout all of this. If you are fortunate enough to meet other RBTs and BCBAs, because some agencies you cannot, but obviously ABA brought the three of us together. So other than it bringing the three of us together, I guess going through just a best moment of with your coworkers. I'm gonna start with this one because I have a pretty funny story. I was newer to the admin position, and I was opening the clinic in the morning, getting the day started, and one of the clients was about to show up, and I couldn't get a hold of one of the techs. Finally got a hold of him. He was like, "Oh, I have COVID," and I was like, "You're lying to me." And okay, there's a little bit more to that story, but let's not get into it. But anyway, he was definitely lying to me. He ended up no call, no showing, and just quitting altogether. So I'm spiraling. I am straight up spiraling. I'm like, I don't have a tech for this kid. If he does have COVID, now COVID's going around the clinic, and I go and grab a mask because I had just found out I was pregnant like a few weeks prior. Like no one had really known yet. I'm like, I cannot get COVID right now. That is not a part of whatever. So I'm running around. There was only one other tech in the clinic at that point. None of the kids had got there. And I am reading my phone and just visibly spiraling around. And you could tell she was like, what is going on? And I like just turned to her and I was like, but so-and-so has COVID and I'm pregnant and blah, blah. And she was like, congratulations. And I was just like, thanks. I just like kept going through my spiral, but like she was like so happy for me, and now she is truly one of my best friends. And I will have to tell her to listen to this part because I don't know if she'll listen to all of it. But anyway, but yeah, so now she's truly one of my best friends. But that was the moment that brought us together, was a complete spiral that she had zero idea what was going on. She was just watching me run around like a lunatic, lose my mind. Yeah, so Anne, Erica, anyone?
I just want to, I think working social skills as an RBT, not as a BCBA, because that was telehealth and that sucked.
Who approved of that? Like, come on, that was awful.
I think we did.
We did not approve of it. We got pushed into it.
I love being a BCBA in social skills. It would have been so much better when we went back to in person, but we never got that opportunity. Anyway, but being an RBT, working social skills, seeing how other RBTs worked with their clients, seeing how they did the prompting and how they did naturalistic stuff, and getting to experience that. And because there are rarely any opportunities for RBTs to see other RBTs. That's just not how sessions are run. So just like being a part of that, and I think we had a nice little community, for the most part, and just meeting other BCBAs and seeing how they did programming and how they suggested to run things, and I loved that. I love that. And I love seeing clients interacting with each other and teaching them, those just basic social skills of okay, we're going to play this board game and take turns, that truly, and making slime and crafts that never felt like work. We worked on Saturdays. We volunteered to work on Saturdays.
That was the only time I was okay with working on a Saturday like that.
Yeah.
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 No, I mean,
we didn't get paid extra. There was not it was you get to go work with your friends, and it was a blast.
Yeah. And then we would all text each other. You working this Saturday? Oh, I don't see you on the schedule. Are you going to work? Are you on call? If someone doesn't show up, oh, you want to do admin? Okay. I love to see you there. That was definitely like one of my favorite times too. I will say like working in a clinic now too, it's so nice to see all of the above, what you just said. Like I love that everyone, like the RBTs are all friends. They all work really well with all the kiddos and the kiddos get to interact with one another. It's amazing. I will also say, like, I have two really close friends that I made in South Carolina that, like, I mean, one of them was on. Lindsay is absolutely amazing. And she's actually her dog is best friends with my dogs. So that was really nice and how we became really close friends. And then I became friends with this other girl, Taylor. I don't know if she's listening. But Taylor came up to me at the holiday party last year and told me that she was ready to be friends with me after I had already forced her to come to my house for a social a couple weeks before. I think it was back in like November of last year for a paint party. So I was like, oh, let's all like boo up our paintings and like make them spooky and stuff for like the spooky season or whatever. And she was like, oh, I'm not going to come. And I was like, you're coming. Like, come to my house. I don't care. Like, go pick up a painting from Goodwill. I don't care. Just show up. So then she did, and she was happy she came. And then now we're like really super, absolutely close. So I think like once again, like friendships, they come as you need them. And I needed you guys, and we became all great friends. And I'm so glad that we're all here for each other. And even though we're all in different states now.
Well, and I guess then it's time for me to wrap up. So this is me wrapping up.
Just put it in a box.
Put it in a nice little bow. Oh my gosh, my children. You okay? Okay.
Do you want me to wrap up?
Anne's really bad at wrapping up.
All right. Yeah. I will just.
I don't know. I don't say but. Like this is me like trying to leave houses. Like okay, see ya, bye. Like it's so awkward. I don't know what to do, what to say. I need a script.
Okay,
please.
I will do it. I will wrap up then. It was really fun to just go through all of the best and worst moments of ABA. We are finishing up with terminology and some other things. We are still working on getting to SLPs to come on and talk to us about some speech related things. That is still in the works. But until next time, that is all.
ABA Generalized, the podcast, is not providing professional advice. Please seek a professional in your area for specific advice and support.